Ladies and gentlemen, please find your seats. We're about to start. Do take a seat, thank you very much. Distinguished Chancellor Sebastian Kurz, Honorable former United Nations Secretary General Ban Ki-moon, Honorable former President of the Austrian Republic, Heinz Fischer, Distinguished Minister of Foreign Affairs, Karin Kneißl, Honorable Heads of Vienna-based international organizations, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. Those of you who know me know that I'm really happy to tell you from the bottom of my heart and with all my soul, thank you for being here today, and welcome to the inauguration of the Ban Ki-moon Center for Global Citizens. Just a couple of days ago, I spoke to the Secretary General about a quote that very much inspired him. And this quote goes, "Even if I know that the world would end tomorrow, I would still plant a tree." And this notion is very much testimony for living by example. And it's not only words. In the case of these two global leaders that have inaugurated the center, Ban Ki-moon and Heinz Fischer, it is truth spoken. They founded the Ban Ki-moon Center and they live by this principle. They have planted a seed. And indeed, with all modesty, ladies and gentlemen, I would claim that all of us gathered here today, we are global citizens. My name is Monika Fröhler, and I'm the Interim Chief Executive Officer of the Ban Ki-moon Center for Global Citizens. And I will be your moderator for today. So, what is a global citizen? A global citizen is someone who looks beyond national borders and self-identifies first and foremost not with a country, a tribe, a clan, or a nation, but with humankind itself. It is someone who lives by the Declaration, the Universal Declaration on Human Rights, and is someone who abides by the principles enshrined in the Charter of the United Nations. And it is someone who helps in the implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals, be it on a local, on a regional, or even on the global level. Ladies and gentlemen, without prolonging my introduction, allow me to welcome our first speaker. He does not need any introduction, really. He is the host of today's event. Distinguished Chancellor Kurz, the floor is yours.
Dear Mr. Ban Ki-moon, dear President Fischer, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, my part today is to welcome you all here to the Ballhausplatz, and you can believe me when I say that it is a big honor for me to welcome you all here, and especially you, Mr. Ban Ki-moon. I'm especially pleased that the new year, this year, starts with the official opening of the Ban Ki-moon Center for Global Citizens here in Vienna. And I would like to thank you, Mr. Ban Ki-moon, as the former Secretary General of the UN, and also you, our President, or our former President Heinz Fischer, for your decision to start this center here in Vienna and for your important initiative. As you probably all know, we Austrians, we are extremely proud that we are a headquarter of the United Nations, and we are extremely proud to host so many international organizations here in Vienna. And I'm sure that the new center of Mr. Ban Ki-moon will be a strong partner for all our international organizations here in Vienna, and it will for sure strengthen Austria as a place for dialogue and international cooperation. Mr. Ban Ki-moon and also Mr. President Fischer, I strongly support your decision to focus on the future of young people and especially of women. We need to make sure that all young people around the world have a real perspective for a decent life with enough food, an education and a job. Finally, I would like to thank you, Mr. Secretary General, once again for being such a strong supporter of Austria. You are not only well respected all over the world, for us here in Austria, we really think that you are one of us. Thank you very much for your strong support in the past, and I can assure you that the Austrian government will always stand ready to support your work, and we wish you all the best in the future. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are fortunate that the current United Nations Secretary General, Antonio Guterres, sent us a message on the occasion of the inauguration. Please allow me to announce a video message by the Secretary General now.
I am pleased to extend my best wishes for this launch of the Ban Ki-moon Center for Global Citizens in Vienna. I congratulate my distinguished predecessor, former President Heinz Fischer, for this initiative. To meet the tests of the 21st century, we need to draw on the power of people and partnerships. That was Ban Ki-moon's mission as Secretary General. He inspired people to look beyond their borders and act as global citizens for our common humanity. That is the spirit of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and the Paris Agreement on climate change adopted under his leadership. I'm confident this center will carry on that mission, and I appreciate your special focus on women and young people. Let's keep working together as global citizens for peace and a better world for all.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Center stands for leadership, mediation, advocacy, and education. And it is my distinct honor and pleasure to give the floor to a world leader who, with his life, stands exactly for these things and who truly is a global citizen. Former Secretary General of the United Nations, Mr. Ban Ki-moon, the floor is yours.
Sehr geehrter Bundeskanzler Sebastian Kurz, sehr geehrter Herr President Heinz Fischer, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, and also distinguished Foreign Minister, Madame Karin Kneissel, thank you very much, and I'm grateful for all of you to participate in this despite your very busy schedule. And I extend my message, personal message to all of you for a happy New Year. It's a good way to start the launch this Ban Ki-moon Center just at the beginning of this New Year. I hope this New Year will be full of hope and full of achievement for all the people around the world, particularly when the Chancellor Sebastian Kurz is beginning his new leadership as the youngest ever Prime Minister of the world to lead this great country. I hope this new year will be full of support and hope and result under your leadership, and each and every country should also be able to enjoy happiness and prosperity away from conflicts and all these terribles. Again, it is my great honor to be participating in this launching ceremony of Ban Ki-moon Center for global citizens. The launch of this center is very important and personal for me. While serving as a Secretary General, I have had some humble dream and aspiration that what and how I could contribute to the world. As one of the private citizens, I thought that fostering global citizenship among the people, particularly young generation and the women group who take half of this population of the world and who are also very young ages, below the age of 25. I'm very much grateful to be here with all of you. In this beautiful and historical city, which has been the center of diplomacy since many hundred years ago, and it has also shown great leadership in solving all very difficult international problems. Most recently, this joint comprehensive plan of action on Iranian nuclear deals. This city has really served as an incubator for forward-thinking ideas, a melting pot for diverse communities, and the launching pad of transitional and transformational scientific, educational, and artistic schools of thought and production. I simply couldn't imagine a better home for this center than in Vienna here. I'd like to again thank my deepest appreciation to Federal Chancellor Sebastian Kurz and my mentor, President Heinz Fischer, and many other dear colleagues who have been helping to be able to launch this support. And there are many international organizations and the civil societies and NGOs who have been helping this center, like UNESCO, the International Olympic Committee, IOC, where I serve as a chairman of Ethics Commission, and the Alexander Bodine Foundation, the Austrian National Bank, Fédération Internationale de l'Automobile, Rotary International, Junior Chamber International, NGO Global Citizen, RELEX Group, the UN Foundation, and many others. And I'm also grateful to governments of Republic of Korea and the government of Austria and government of state of Kuwait for their political, moral, and financial support. Of course, I would really hope that we will be able to have a more political, moral, and financial support from many other countries and organizations whose representatives are present this morning. This center will also benefit from affiliate offices at Yonsei University in the Republic of Korea, where I am working as honorary chairman of a Global Institute for Engagement and Empowerment, and the future affiliate office in the Middle East, of course, in Vienna too. We should leverage the power of partnerships. Indeed, multi-stakeholder partnerships are necessary to effectively mobilize action and expand outreach in our current global landscape. We are 7.6 billion people globally. Half of the world is women, half of the world is under the age of 25 years. There are billions of people underprivileged, marginalized, jobless, and hopeless. To peacefully empower them, particularly women and youth, has to be our top priority to advance humanity. We can only empower those in need if each and every one of us and country acts with passion and compassion with a global vision and global citizenship. And this is why your active engagement and support is critically important in making sure that this duly born baby, Ban Ki-moon Center, will be able to grow with health and strength. In order to fully and truly fulfill the mandate of the center, we are continuing to seek additional partners, and you are welcome to engage with us in this center in working together that we make this world a better form. That has been my continuing motto while serving as the Secretary General, that I really wanted to make this world a better form. After 10 years of my term, whether I made it possible, that will be judged by the historians in the future. But whatever I can do, as much as I can, even with the modest resources, I will do my best. And I'd like to also quote something which Socrates has said a long, long time ago. He already said, as Monica has just quoted Spinoza, who said that even though it will be the end of earth tomorrow, then he will still plant an apple tree. But Socrates said that we should remember that we are not living in a small town or a country, but we are living, everybody is living in a community of the world. So ladies and gentlemen, let's work together to make this world better by empowering all the people around the world. I count on your strong support. I thank you very much. Thank you, Shen.
Thank you, Secretary General, for your words. And we know, Chancellor Kurz, there's pressing business, and we fully understand that you have to leave early because of other engagements. We want to continue our ceremony by inviting the Nicolai Quartet of the Vienna Philharmonics. The Nicolai Quartet is constituted of members of the Vienna Philharmonics into the room to take their seats. And while they are doing that, while the quartet finds their spaces, I want to So while the quartet prepares for their first performance, I want to introduce you to something special. I have 3 special guests who will introduce you to the music today. And these 3 special guests are actually young global citizens. Each of them has a unique story to tell, and each of them is very much connected to the Sustainable Development Goals. And they represent the focus of the center. They represent the youth, and they represent women. And also they represent Asia, the Middle East, and Europe. And therefore, without further ado, Fabienne Babinski, would you introduce us to the music?
Honorable Excellencies, my name is Fabienne Babinski. I'm Austrian. I have Belgian and Czech origins. I call myself European. And I'm a global citizen. And today, in this ceremony, I'm pleased to represent young women, female leaders, who are working to end hunger. The community working towards the Sustainable Development Goal number 2, supporting families in their daily battle to provide nutritious food every single day. And as most of you, all of you, I suppose, know, over 800 million people in this world, human fellows, still go hungry every day, 100 times the population of this beautiful country. And therefore, and having seen the dedication of these people, the dedication of mothers, of women around the world to see their children thrive, therefore, it is our responsibility, it is our mission to help them have a seat at the table, have a say, and have a share of voice. And therefore, I would like to thank you, and I think this center is very important to provide a platform that will accelerate, that will multiply and scale up our efforts. So thank you very much, Mr. Ban. Thank you very much, Mr. Fischer, for this opportunity. And now we will listen to the Nicolai Quartet. They will play Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart's quartet in G major. and that is number 387 from the Köchel catalog, and we will hear the fourth movement in molto allegro, please.
was wonderful. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to now announce the Foreign Minister of the Republic of Austria, Madame Karin Kneißl. You got the floor.
Thank you very much, Madam Frühler, Secretary General Ban Ki-moon, Madam Ban Ki-moon, dear President, former President of the Republic, Mr. Fischer, Madam Margit Fischer, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for giving me also the opportunity to take the floor. Former Secretary General referred to Baruch Spinoza, a philosopher who is very dear to my heart. I consider him as one of the fathers of modernity. He was a citizen in the sense that he took risks for his convictions. He risked hunger in order to stick to his convictions. And his spirit is the one that, in my eyes, opened the gates to modern thinking in terms of individual responsibility. Taking the notion of citizen and citizenship, it's actually a concept of 18th, 19th century, which we usually read in a national context, the nation state, the citizen, the citoyen, who has his duties and his rights. It was born with the Westphalian Order, that is still with us, the concept of the sovereign state. And what is the added value, as far as I have read the founding documents of your center, is that citizenship can of course go much more beyond this national framework, because citizens of 19th century, what were they striving for? For constitutions, to have their rights and duties enshrined in texts that were valid. The constitution of a global citizen is most probably the UN Charter and its most important documents that followed, such as the Universal Declaration of Human Rights of 1948. And what I'm looking forward to is to continue reading this charter and the major documents in the spirit of a true global constitution for global citizens. So I thank you very much for your initiative, and I hope that as the host to these UN agencies and this new one, we can always give all of you the sense of being at home in Vienna. So thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Centre would be nowhere without its partners, and particularly its advisory board. It is my pleasure to present to you Marcia Balischiano. She is the Director of Social Corporate Responsibility of RELEX Group, and she will take the floor as representative of the overall advisory board of the Centre. Marcia, you got the floor.
Thank you, Monica. With appreciation to our host, Honorable Chancellor Kurz, Secretary General Ban, President Fischer, Honorable Madam Foreign Minister Kneißl, heads of the venerable Vienna-based organizations, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. The Ban Ki-moon Center for Global Citizens will translate the idea of global citizenship, as we've heard this morning, the thread that unites us all, across geographies and cultures and generations, into action. Committed to transparency, the Center will develop effective and inspiring programs where needed most that bridge divides to foster peace, to empower women, and to enfranchise young people. I am honored to represent the board of the Ban Ki-moon Center on this historic occasion as a member of RELEX Group, which benefits society as a global provider of information and analytics. We are one among many partners here in Austria and around the world who have committed to working together and engaging as many others as possible in the Center's important work. As you have stated previously, Secretary General, broad partnerships are the key to solving broad challenges. With the launch of the Ban Ki-moon Center for Global Citizenship, our world has become that much brighter, for the Center will be a strong and collaborative force for good that builds on your legacy of working together toward a common goal by tackling the biggest challenges. This is the aim of the Sustainable Development Goals, which you championed and brought to fruition, the 17 global goals for us all to achieve by 2030. Each must do their part. For Relics Group, this means a free SDG resource center we have created for cutting-edge information on the SDGs for researchers, governments, businesses, educators, and citizens. Indeed, the SDGs provide a framework for action for the Ban Ki-moon Center for Global Citizens, including Goal 4, quality education, so critical to ensure the development of young people everywhere, Goal 5, advancing gender equality, and Goal 16, focused on peace, justice, and strong institutions. As your Center for Global Citizen takes flight, Secretary General, we will remember your advice. Be ambitious in what you aim, and equally in how hard you work to reach your goal. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the center is supported by governments of the Republic of Korea, by Kuwait, and by Austria. So therefore, welcome with me His Excellency Shin Dong-ik, the permanent representative of Korea to the United Nations here in Vienna. The floor is yours.
Honorable Chancellor Sebastian Kurz, former President Heinz Fischer, and former Secretary General Ban Ki-moon, and Foreign Minister Kneissl, and Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. Let me begin by expressing my sincere appreciation for this opportunity to address such an eminent gatherings at the inauguration of the Ban Ki-moon Center for Global Citizens. There are many here today whose hard work and strong support have helped making this ambitious undertaking a reality. On behalf of the government of the Republic of Korea, I would like to thank you for your invaluable contributions. Today's inaugural event reaffirms a shared will to address the planet's most pressing issues, such as peace and security, climate change, human rights, terrorism, migration, inequality, and unemployment, to name just a few, affect us all. Although these knotty issues may appear hopelessly tangled, a close look reveals recurring themes that open avenues towards workable solutions. Underpinning all of these issues is education. Education touches every aspect of human activity. It empowers people and allows societies to develop, leading to a peaceful and prosperous world. Since education shapes new perspectives and expands the horizon of what is possible, the Ban Ki-moon Center for Global Citizens will play an important role in helping individuals, especially women and young people from various walks of life, discover what they have in common. In particular, global education on citizenship is a rallying call to elevate our gaze beyond introspection and provides a unifying concept of engagement that supports solutions to today's global challenges. Ladies and gentlemen, only decades ago, Korea was a nation stricken by poverty and reliant on foreign aid after suffering from colonial rule and the Korean War. Like former Secretary General Ban Ki-moon, most of Koreans who have lived in that generation witnessed firsthand Korea's transformation, the remarkable period of economic growth, democratization, and advancement of human rights and rule of law. During this period, the engine that made this political and economic development possible was none other than education. When Secretary General Ban visited developing countries around the world, he shared his own life story about growing up with textbooks provided by the United Nations. During his 10-year term as the UN Secretary General, he would return the favor that he received by helping people in need and listening to voice of the voiceless. This experience of education-driven development is something that the Korean government wishes to share with the international community. In this regard, my government has decided to make modest contribution of $1 million to Ban Ki-moon Center. As former Secretary Ban said, and I quote, "We cannot afford to create a lost generation of squandered talent and disenfranchised citizens," end quote. I would echo this by re-emphasizing the need to educate young generation who are aware of universal human values and who have internalized a sense of global community and social responsibility. Congratulating today's opening of the Ban Ki-moon Center again, I'd like to express special appreciation for the initiative taken by former President Fischer and Austrian government headed by Chancellor Kurz. This is a commendable effort to use education to overcome barriers, share ideas, encourage global citizenship, and together seek solutions to worldwide challenges. Taking this opportunity, I'd like to briefly touch on the Austria-Korea relationship, which celebrated its 125th anniversary last year. Both countries share common values and enjoy increasing economic cooperation and greater exchange of culture and people. Marianne Steger and Margaret Pisarek, two Austrian nurses who devoted 43 years of their lives to cure Hansen patients in Korea, are respected and loved by Koreans as angels from Austria. Based on such humanitarianism, our close partnership to address global issues through the Ban Ki-moon Center will be further strengthened. Personally, I'm honored to follow the footsteps of Secretary Ban Ki-moon, who was 11th Korean ambassador to Austria from 1998 to 2000. Lastly, as you know well, on February 9th, next month, the Pyeongchang Winter Olympics Games will start in Korea. We hope that the Winter Olympics will contribute to peace and harmony on the Korean Peninsula, as well as in the world at large, with the participation of even North Korean delegation. I wish the Austrian team much success in Pyeongchang, especially a long-awaited gold medal for Marcel Hirscher. We also welcome the visit by all board members of the Ban Ki-moon Center to Korea to participate in both the International Conference on SDGs and the Pyeongchang Winter Olympic Games. In closing, the co-chairs, President Fischer and Secretary Ban, and staff of the Center all the best as they embark on this noble mission at the beginning of the new year, and invite all participants today to extend their full and enduring support for the success of Ban Ki-moon Center for Global Citizens. Vielen Dank. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker is a young global citizen, and he's representing the youth of the Middle East. Yazan Maniani, the floor is yours.
My name is Yazan. I'm from Syria. I'm a global citizen. I represent Middle East young men, and we all have to. Sorry. we have to supporting education to. Excuse me. Nothing. Ich mache auf Englisch. I'm Yazan from Syria. Excuse me. Ich kann auf Englisch, aber ich bin ein bisschen nervös.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next piece of music that we're going to hear will be played by the Nicolai Quartet, and it is Franz Schubert, the string quartet in E-flat major, and it's the Scherzo Prestissimo. Ladies and gentlemen, my heartfelt pleasure to announce the next speaker, the former President of the Republic of Austria, Heinz Fischer. Indeed, thank you very much, dear Dr. Heinz Fischer, for all that you have done for this center. And dear Margit Fischer as well, you have done more than the normal share of anyone I could have imagined. Thank you very much. Dr. Heinz Fischer, the floor is yours.
My dear friend Ban Ki-moon, dear Ban Sun-tek, liebe Margit, Your Excellency, the Nuncio of the Diplomatic Corps, Mrs. Foreign Minister Karin Kneißl, whom I wish every success in your new function with a lot of responsibilities, Excellencies, dear Monica, dear Kim, my dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, today, the 3rd January 2018, regardless of the weather, is a wonderful day. It's a birthday for the Ban Ki-moon Center in the true sense of the word. Not the first birthday, not the 10th birthday, but the birthday. And this day reminds me on another wonderful day during a hike in the mountains near Mürzsteg. The Secretary General told me about his idea or his thinking, what he could do after the end of his period, how he could use his experience and his knowledge, worldwide knowledge, and that went in the direction of such an institute, center, foundation. And he invited me to join him. And I didn't need much time to say yes. And so the story started. Then an obstacle came, namely the quotation, danger, quotation, that he should be a candidate for the presidential elections in South Korea. It was a real danger for the center, not for Korea. But I think with the help of his wife and other good friends, the development was such that he is sitting here with us, that he continued his intentions, and that we came finally together on June the 8th, 2017 in New York to sign the documents which are necessary, because don't believe that there is no bureaucracy if you have such a project. The announcement to the Vereinsbehörde, the Ministry of Interior, and many other things, but all hurdles were taken with the help of Monica and Kim Won-sun, and so we are here today. I don't repeat the basic ideas and the program we have. We are thankful to the Austrian government, which supported since the beginning the project, thankful to the Korean government, to Kuwait, to all those who were helping. And now I'm at the most delicate part of my speech. I thank the donors. I thank the Austrian Chamber of Economics, Mr. Christoph Leitl, who helped us, the Austrian National Bank, Klaus Reidl, thank you very much, the Austrian Development Agency, Martin Ledolter. Special thank, of course, to all the members of the advisory board, which was represented here from the rostrum already. Thanks to the experts, advisors, and volunteers who helped to build up the center, in particular Labib Sahab, Simone Canero, Benjamin Twardosch, Barbara Streicher, just to name a few of those who were helpful. The young associates, Max, Stephanie, Paula, and Jakob, and of course the Vienna Philharmonics, who are always a pleasure to listen. And I think in the meantime as well, Ban Ki-moon as myself, we have been friends to you. We love your music. We appreciate your support. So it's a birthday. I thank you that you are here, and we wish ourselves well, and we wish the goals of the Ban Ki-moon Center well. And my most important duty is to take this key and to ask you to get the key to the office of the Ban.
The flowers are coming in because we want to say thanks. And actually, President, I have to ask you and also Secretary General to come up again once more for a picture. Yes, once more. And the flowers will be, of course, given to our dear supporting spouses. So please. And please stand so that we can make a picture of all of you together. We also have flowers for the young speakers, for the young citizens. Marcia, come up and please join the crowd to take a picture of all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to ask you once more, please sit down, because we are not yet quite done. We have the key, we have got the flowers, but there is definitely one more thing before we close this inauguration ceremony. We will hear a last piece of music. After this last piece of music, we invite you all to the reception next door. The last piece will be announced by our global citizen, Indira. She's representing Asia. Thank you very much for coming here today, and I'm looking forward to seeing many of you afterwards at the reception.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Indira Bildi, and I come from a multinational country, Kazakhstan, that is home for more than 100 ethnic groups and 20 religions. Coming from Asia, having an Indian name, being a Muslim and speaking Turkic and Slavic languages, I am a global citizen. It's my honor to represent today young people from Asia. Youth is a part of the solution towards a sustainable future. We want to be engaged in the implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals. Investing in young people today is crucial to really start accelerating the progress and turning the global agenda into actively shared objectives for all. I think the center will perfectly fit into the 2030 Global Agenda for Sustainable Development and its set of 17 goals. I believe it will help co-create the world where young generation will have a louder voice. I vote we say a final farewell to irrationality, unfairness, and inequality, and say hello to opening doors for young generation and building pipeline of young, strong female leaders. Thank you so much. Sorry. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the inauguration ceremony of the Ban Ki-moon Center for Global Citizen. We will hear one more piece of music by Nikolai Quartet by the Vienna Philharmonics. After that, the Ban Ki-moon Center invites you to a reception just next door. So thank you again for coming and celebrating with us today. Thank you.
please come with us to the reception.